The night before a burial is an opportunity for the bereaved to remember their dearly departed. Try telling that to the hundreds flocking Tony Makoka's work in Siduhumi village, Masinya sub-county in Busia district. Makoka, a border rider and trader of chicken, goats and fish, was the victim of a grisly murder. It's 1 a.m., but people keep coming up the path, some driven into the compound on lorries, while others on motorcycles. There are no tears here. This is Disco Matanga, where a community gathers to fundraise for the burial expenses of the deceased and then party them into their graves. Men get drunk and smoke marijuana or chew miraa. As they get more intoxicated, they pay for girls to be their dance partners.
They will put the girls, young girls like 14 years, 15 years old. Those are the ones who will dance and attract men to give in money.
Eric Wawire, a well-known DJ who has presided over many Disco Matangas, says the concept was imported from Western Kenya in 2010 when a group of Kenyans living in Busia town lost a friend.
We were surprised, thinking they were happy because someone had died. But then we saw how much they had collected.
While the women lament and wail for the deceased during the day, the men negotiate with an events company to hire tents, chairs, a DJ and a sound system on credit.
The disco helps us to amplify the cause. It's not about just dancing.
2 men count the money dropped into the basins, and towards the morning, the money will be divided between the family, the events company, the DJ, and the transport company.
The money collected depends on how popular the dead person was. A dead child will bring about 1 million shillings.
As the fundraising is going on, some people are up to no good in the dark recesses of the compound. Beatrice Ajambo, the female councillor for Busitema sub-county, says Disco Matanga has led to family breakups in her constituency.
Women, when there is that night fundraising, they also leave their homes. Somehow they go astray. And when the husbands come to know of it, there is domestic violence.
Busia residents have adopted the custom of keeping bodies in mortuaries until the day before the burial. Masafu Mortuary charges 250,000 shillings for a post-mortem and a daily embalmment fee of 20,000 shillings. On the last day, dressing the body and making up its face costs 250,000. The prices at Tanaka Mortuary across the border in Kenya are much cheaper, with the entire procedure costing 3,000 Kenya shillings or 83,000 Uganda shillings. John Wafula Ogumbo, the former district council speaker and former resident district commissioner, decries the rise of new HIV infections in the district.
And they don't mind, they will jump on anybody, whether the RDC is there, they will give you a younger girl to dance with in order to raise money.
Ogumbo stresses that this is a business venture organized by specific people to get rich at the expense of the bereaved families.
The owner of the deceased takes very, very little amount of money, which cannot even buy a coffee. These children who are expected the following day either to be at school are already dozy. They still recall the music that played overnight, how they danced, who took them for sex aspirations.
When we visited the district headquarters, some councillors were up in arms, arguing that Disco Matanga is part of the Samia culture and should not be regulated or banned.
Trailer drivers impregnate our girls and they go. So how are you going to manage that if you leave such and you come for Disco Matanga?
Stephen Wasike Mugeni, the LC5 chairperson of the district, agrees.
We are simply regulating, but we encourage the fundraisings and we shall support them. You carry out the fundraising, but we don't want to see a child there.
If the councillors want to survive the voters, they should now defend that law, so that law is not mandated in the Busia district.
The fact that Disco Matanga happens at night has also been a sticking point.
Your fundraising bafuna chance.
That fundraising helps the leaders to meet their voters and talk about government programs.
As we leave Makoka's work at 5 a.m., a steady drizzle is beating down on the crowd, which is still reveling. Makoka will be buried at 4 p.m. by the same crowd, most of whom will be nursing hangovers and perhaps regrets over the excesses they engaged in the previous night. Gillian Nantume, NTV Weekend Edition.